welcome to another episode. So this is day 19. And last time we looked at how we could claim, use and release objects. But we didn't actually add too many features besides that. So let's work on that today. Actually, I got distracted. So the first thing I did was 3D model some kind of fluid inside the mugs. Because right now I was using a rock to show whether the mug was filled. I wanted something better. And while I can't say it looks very natural, I can assure you this is normal beer inside of the mug. Now that we can fill the mug, I wanted to make sure that we can actually hold it properly. So that's what I did here. I made an animation that just influences one arm, and we can apply it on top of any other animation to make it look like we're holding the beer. And there we go. So after adding it to our animation system, we can see that we can run, walk, stand idle with the mug. Now that we can hold a mug properly, I added support for orders from customers. So we can see here, they both want beer. Now the icon is definitely not correct yet, but we're getting there. And then the second thing I added was the possibility to put a mug on the counter on the bar. So the bar, it has actually an inventory, just like the character. And dependent on how full the inventory is, it will place mugs at different spots. Now, while they would love to actually do something with their order, they can't. And that's exactly what I worked on here. So we can place a mug which is empty on the counter and they will not take it. However, if we prepare their order, they will grab it and then they will walk towards a spot. They will not sit yet, but they will walk and claim one of the seats available. Now, it may sound weird, but sitting is really hard. So I worked on this and they kind of sit. It's still pretty broken. So let's continue working on this. I think we're getting there. So sitting down actually looks okay now. There's still some shifting whenever we transition from one animation to another. So that's something I should work on. But besides that, I think we're getting there. Obviously, the next step is making sure that the customer can actually drink its beer. So let's create an animation for that. Now, in hindsight, I should definitely not have done this in Unreal Engine, but in some dedicated software, because it was, well, a lot of work. Here we go. We have a character that we can give an order to. It will sit down and it will take a sip from its beer. So it doesn't look perfect, but it works. And every time it takes a sip, it will actually reduce the amount of beer that is inside the mug. And when it's 0, it will actually stand up and request a new beer. You know, like all the loyal customers will do. We can see the mug is not perfect. They will drop it, but instead of actually dropping it, they will stuck it somewhere in the air. So that's something to work on next time. But with this completed, we actually have a full circle. Oh, second time it actually doesn't sit, but I wanted to show you it does actually drink its beer properly, even when standing. So we can see again, we have this animation on top of other animations. After having fixed that bug, we have the full circle complete. So we have a customer that will order. We can provide the order. The customer will take the order. It will find somewhere to sit down, take sips, and whenever it's done with the order, it will order something new. So that's pretty fun. Now we only have 2 customers, the real loyal ones, but once we add some kind of system that will, based on your pub or tavern, spawn more customers, it will look a lot more alive. So that should be exciting. So for next time, I'm actually going to start with content. First thing I want to add is specific beers. And the second thing I want to do is add a dungeon that isn't just a test setup. Because we do have all of the very basic gameplay systems in place, so we need to make sure that there's actually enough things to do. We need to make sure that we can unlock new beers, make sure that we have dungeons that we can play, and that we can actually spend the money that we earn on more than just the upgrades. For example, it should allow us to start with better gear in the rogue-like experience that we have downstairs. Finally, I want to improve the combat system with one last thing: dodging. Right now, the combat works, and it's kind of fun to play, especially against archers versus swords. But when having 2 melee weapons against each other, it feels very, very slow, because there is no way for either of us to dodge. We just hit, and whenever we miss, we need to wait for the whole attack to finish. And dodging would probably improve this. So still some exciting stuff for next time. Thank you for watching, and see you there.